Hello, how are you, Amanda? Seint artist. We're gonna color correct with the basics. I do recommend a lot. So if you wanna get color matched, send me your beautiful face facing a window inside, not your car, not outside your door, at a window a couple steps back. It's just the best way to see all the true tones, undertones, dark tones, discoloration, all the goods. I got stuff, and I wanna be able to see yours too. And so when I send you a color match, I send a laundry list, and there's asterisks next to the basics. These guys right here, your main highlight foundation, concealer, highlight, brightening, contour, and a blush. These are also lip liners and lipsticks. These are also correctors. Do you need color correcting? Probably not. I like that as an option because I like a more flawless finish. That's more of a medium to full coverage. So that being said, I'm gonna use the Shape brush. This is a demi brush, and I love this brush. And I'm gonna use the detail brush mainly just for contouring. So we're gonna get into this. I have discoloration. I have healed hormonal breakouts, scarring, redness, darkness, all the stuff. Okay, I got stuff, and that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna add one more product, and that's gonna be balm. It's the balm, and I'm just gonna put this under my eyes. I want my makeup to look good, and I have crepiness under my eyes. I also have fine lines under my eyes. I am 43. But I am. So I like to put balm under my eyes to help reduce the crepiness and the fine lines, and I don't want them accentuated. That being said, we're gonna go in. Basics, these are the basics. The balm is just an addition. See how the makeup looks on your skin before you go and jumping in and talk to me. I love talking about this stuff. So I'm gonna use the big end of the Shape brush, and I'm gonna go into my contour, which is Cedar. Now, when I'm looking at your picture, I'm gonna check your tones. So send me a picture facing a window a couple steps back, not in your car, not outside your door. Go find a good window and take a couple steps back. If it's a little window, maybe get a little bit closer. But send me that picture, and I'm gonna look and see your tones. I wanna see your stuff just like I see my stuff, because I will base your basics off of that stuff in case you don't wanna go ham on your palette. And so we're gonna go into Cedar, and I'm just gonna I have a clean brush, and I want you to see how little is on my bristles. And I'm gonna use this over my redness here, and this is gonna be very muting, okay? We just wanna sweep on a little bit onto the brush, and I'm gonna go over the redness in my nose, my hyperpigmentation, and I'm gonna go over my scarring and my acne. And this is just working as an underpainting because it has density. And this is why I like this more than using some of the demis, is because if I'm gonna put this on, demi does move. So if you're gonna use it with your 3D, which it was never intended to do it over top of your makeup. And so if you want to try demi, send me a picture with makeup on. I want to see those tones once they've been muted down with makeup, because that's different than what this looks like now. All right, so I'm just taking a really light amount, and you can still see my stuff. Like, that's what's key to remember here. I am just taking the fire out. I'm just muting this down with this darker brown color. It's also, because it's dense, it's gonna stay where I put it, and it's also gonna hold my makeup on when I lay my 3D over this. My hyperpigmentation is pretty hot and heavy over here, so I do really focus on it there. But then right here over my redness, I'm really just stippling this over just to mute it down. And so I'm bringing it down on my chin, over that redness, and there we go. All right, for my under eyes, I have some darkness here. I'm gonna take my finger with Madrid, and I'm gonna pop this on, and I'm just gonna go over that darkness, and it's gonna look a shade of peach. And that's okay because it's taking that deep blueness out. Madrid is a nice pinky peach, more on the pink side than the peach side. I typically do this with Frenchie, which is more peachy than pink. They're very similar colors. This one just shows up a bit better. I think it's also a very nice natural looking blush. If you like your daily makeup to look more natural, this is the kit. It's honestly light, medium, full, punchy, not punchy, natural, glammy. It's all a matter of colors. I mean, if you're punchy on your makeup, it's because you're using a bolder blush, you're using a bolder contour, and you're also not blending it down as much. And that's with any makeup. So Seint can do all three. This palette can be light coverage, and it can be fully full coverage. It's about how much you apply. But what's nice is even full coverage is not the same as full coverage traditional. But anyways, off my high horse, I'm gonna get into my makeup. I'm gonna use this big end. I'm gonna go into my main highlight color, and I'm gonna go right down here, and I'm gonna even all this unevenness out. It just erases everything Really, really nice. But having that density under it of that corrector from my contour is gonna hold my makeup on, and this just works to erase. And I'm just bringing that up and I'm covering those zits. And the other nice thing about this contour, while it is cool, it has a warmth to it, so you can use it as a bronzer too. So you kind of bronzer your face here. And I mean, that's what we used to do before anyways. We used to use our bronzers to contour. People still do, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's a tone difference. That's all that it is. All right, so we're grabbing that, and now I'm evened out here. I just need to do it over here, so I'm just bringing this down. I really just apply my main highlight to the beard of my face. I don't put it everywhere else because all of this is foundational coverage, which is why I'm able to use it as a corrector, because those correctors, that contour and that Madrid blush, is a foundation. And I just like stippling mine on over, especially when I've corrected first, because I don't want to move it and mix it. I want to apply it over the top. So we're going to pop that on. I'm going to sweep a little over my nose because my highlight is more cool tone to help counteract that redness. Again, I pick my colors and your colors based off the tones that I see and what will give you the maximum out of your makeup. And these colors last such a long time. It's 80% pigmentation, where traditional is more of like 18 to 20%. So you need a lot less to get that same look. All right, we're gonna switch to the bigger fluffy end. This is not like the small end of the blend brush. This one's longer and a little fluffier, so there's a little less control, and I just want to put that out there for people who have the blend brush. So I've put some on, and I'm going to sweep this over right here on my Cupid's bow, a little on my chin, and then I'm going to fan this in between my brows. Your brightening highlight is meant to mimic reflecting light. Light reflects off our face, and that's all that this is doing. So I'm pulling this up and over. I'm using Sunlit. Athens is my main highlight and Sunlit is my brightening highlight. I'm going to skip my nose because of the way I like to contour my nose, but it's supposed to be lighter than your skin, but this has more of a yellow undertone to it, so it's also going to cancel redness, and it's also going to help with my under eyes with the darkness. The yellow just does so much, and it doesn't look like a big old yellow blob on my forehead. All right, I am going to go into my contour, and again, I'm going to use the detail brush. It's denser. I like the squareness of it. So I'm really just gonna focus this on just my contouring. So I'm gonna put this on, and see how I didn't put any main highlight up here? I'm gonna contour over on each side, just following natural shadows, and I bridge it together along my hairline, and I bring this a bit down, just a bit. We don't wanna turn our whole forehead dark, but you have all the control over your contour. I'm gonna take this empty, clean, small end, and I'm just gonna pull my brightening up and out, and it's going to pull into that contour, and together it's going to merge together. I have brightness, I have contoured, I have dimension, coverage, I have everything. It's checked every box, and it's 2 colors. And it's essentially 1 layer of makeup. All right, we're gonna stick with that big end. We're gonna go in, I'm gonna live on the edge here, and I'm gonna go above my natural shadow. I want you to focus on what my cheeks look like here. I need a light to just show. They are essentially the same. I need to move my desk. I'm gonna pop this above that natural shadow, pull it up, but I'm following that right there. I'm gonna bring this up and over my cheekbone here like a bronzer. So this is kind of a bronzer, and it lifts. I'm not doing any contorting. I'm not contorting my face any which way. It's good. I don't like that light. I don't like it. But just above that natural shadow, and this just punches up your cheek a little bit. I mean, again, I'm 43. Things are falling. All the things are falling. Like all things, I'm like, what are you doing down there? Everything. And so, boom, boom, boom. Pushing it up. All right, same thing with my jawline. I want to lift this right here. So I go in front of that earlobe, and then I pull down, and it just shoves it up. I underblend my cheek. Let me be clear. This is underblended on purpose because when I add my blush, it's gonna blend it down more. Now, like I said, that contour with cedar, stone, ash, olive, all have a sense of warmth to them. They're still quite cool. But having said that, you can use them on your neck. So bring it down on either side here. But then as you do this, my neck is always lighter than my face, so I do pull it down. And since I'm not including bronzer in my palette today, my contour is gonna do it. All right, for my nose, we're gonna grab right on the edge here, and I'm gonna go right on the top side, and I'm just gonna draw a straight line, and then I'm gonna follow it to my brow. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? But I do need this right smack in front of my face here. And I like to focus the color on the side first. Then I go and I put a little off, squaring it off right here, but I'm gonna blend it together right here on the bridge. Now, if you have a crooked nose, a bumpy nose, this is my new favorite way. I had somebody who said they can't contour their nose because of its shape. And I've had other people message me about it, and I was on the hunt for the way, and I was like, what if I just turn my whole nose brown? And I'd already seen, this isn't a new idea, it's like a spin off of other YouTubes and TikTokies and Instagram-y reels. I've seen people just overdo their nose. I'm like, you don't have to overdo and turn your whole nose brown, but you could blend it together. And then I just take, I'm gonna use the small end. I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna go, oops, sugar pants, I hit my nose. I did that, things happen, but it's fixable. I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna go right down the middle here and then go up to the forehead, across the tip. I like to do that. And then I use my finger and this just straightens it right out. So you're not smear. I've seen other people where they just put all the contour on their nose, and you just don't need to do that. I just don't like to accentuate my bump, so I don't. That's it. I just don't. But I don't need to put all my contour all over my schnoz. It's not nice, not necessary. So I'm gonna grab a little more and I'm gonna contour my lips, where I go underneath, and watch how this just changes my lip. You see how it looks like it has a curl now? It's just shadow. I'm gonna do the same thing on my top lip. Yep, the top lip. And I'm gonna go over the top, kind of like outer lining, but we're not blatantly outer lining. And I'm just going above that Cupid's bow in the middle. And then I'm gonna go right in the middle here. And it already filled my lip up. Already looks a little fuller without having to outer line. And for me, the definition of my lip to my face is so different. Like there is a ledge on mine, and so you can tell. I'm gonna grab a little bit of brightening, and I'm just gonna contrast the outside. This is gonna give it a pucker. It's gonna give it a little structure. I don't do lip fillers, and it's not because I think that they're bad. I just don't, I'm scared. I'm scared. That's okay. It's okay. It's not my journey. All right, next I'm gonna do my under eyes. I'm gonna use a fluffier end. Now I do have to hold it a bit because it is a little more flimsy flamsy. I do love this brush, and I just did this the other day and it worked out so good. I was like, I need to show this like this. So I'm gonna take a little bit of sunlit, not a lot, and I have my natural shine here, that reflecting light we've been talking about, and I'm gonna go just above it, and I'm gonna stipple. I'm gonna go up that orbital. This is where I'm gonna grab it, and what's left, I'm gonna go on the inner corner. I look up because I don't want to stab my eye, and then I just bring it down and around, grab a little more, and we're just gonna bring it up. Just bringing it up and over that corrector. I have eyelash glue. I did my eyelashes today, so they're a little flimsy. Honestly, I want to wash them off. I'm just not used to wearing fake eyelashes anymore, because I've just gotten so used to natural lashes. But when you're dressing up, but look at how good that under eye looks. That's a darn good under eye. I love using this fluffy, soft brush for this. Granted, you have to grab it a little bit. I've started liking using this end more than the blend brush. It's a good middle between the long and the short end of the blend brush in one. And so it's a good under eye brush. So again, I'm gonna grab a little bit of sunlit. We're gonna go right here, and we're just gonna follow that orbital bone first. Now I laid balm and I laid that Madrid down, and so they're working together right now to not create creasing, to not create crepiness, but less is more on your under eye. That's where the most texture kind of lies. That and my pores right in this area really like to rear their head. So you wanna go really light. But I just stipple this and I blend it out the best that I can. All right, I'm gonna do contour on my lips, and I do use the multitasker brush on the big end. I just grab a little bit of contour, and I'm gonna go over and over, but I'm not outer lining, I'm just lining. That shadowing we did that for us. All right. Next, I'm gonna grab Madrid. So Madrid is this color right here, and I add a little bit of balm to it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't wanna like cheat you here. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of Madrid with the balm, and I'm gonna put it on. When you're using a satin and a contour on your lips, it can look really drying. I like to add balm to it. I mean, it's a good product. It should just be in this palette. I can't go without it anymore. So it is what it is. It's great for dry areas. It's great for healing breakouts to tap over so it doesn't get, you know, crusty. But that's it. But isn't that just such a pretty neutral color, and you can punch it up more if you want. It's a beautiful combination together. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush. I'm going to go into Madrid, and I'm going to start up here. So when you're of an age like I am at 43, you don't want to put it here. It's going to give, I mean, resting my face, it's all together here, and it's just going to look kind of funny. So I start up here to give myself some lift, and I build, and I build. And I think Madrid is just a really nice, subtle, but natural color. It gives you a flushness, but it isn't super punchy. This is a great everyday color. All right, so we're gonna grab this. Now I have oily skin, and I'm gonna use Urban Decay's, I have hair just like everywhere. I use Urban Decay De-Slick. If you have dry skin and you find that makeup is hard to blend, take Seint setting spray, spray your brush and start blending. It's so good. This makeup works with every skin type. There's just different steps for different. Let's just talk about it. But look at how pretty this color is. It's natural. This is a good everyday makeup. You can use your contour on your lids, and it can just, it's so good. Look at that, just a little bit of contour and you're set. You're done, you're good. I'm gonna take my Urban Decay De-Slick, and I'm gonna spray my face, set my makeup. It's nice and damp. Oh, these lashes are fresh and sticky. And I'm gonna press it in. This helps just marry everything together, but remember how I under-blended my contour? Not anymore, and my discoloration is gone. And it's a light amount of makeup. Everybody is super impressed. Every time, I hate saying super, it sounds weird, but everybody is always very surprised at how light this makeup feels, while they still have this coverage that you would think looking at it would feel heavier. You get the coverage without the weight. Your skin is living, your skin is breathing. It works with your skin rather than against it. That's it. Send me a color match. This could be your palette, or we can add to it. This is a great starter palette. That's it. Have a great day.